Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. We're all hiding.
Stop hiding. No secret agents. Mary's on her other work call, so.
What?
So you were mute. I was like, Mary's probably on her other work call.
I said, some days you guys really just don't want to see me. Trust me. When I'm not showing my face, there's a reason.
You are more critical about yourself than anyone ever will be. Just remember that.
And that's okay. I still know how I feel.
I'm going through my databases today and getting them all cleaned up.
Oh,
So much to do.
I need so much help with command. I'm telling you guys, I need to pay somebody to spend hours with me working on it.
There's a ton of resources out there, the videos and stuff. If that's how you learn, that would be helpful.
I found a couple.
Like on our command, the command your life.
Sometimes they just generate more questions from me.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I think I'm just probably overwhelmed, and like I get stuck because I'm overwhelmed with it, and I don't know how, and then I just can't see how. It's me.
Okay.
I know it's me.
Yeah, learning how to navigate the system is going to be part of the battle, and I know it's confusing for some because you're like, "What the hell?" And then as you develop them,
I think it's also just another excuse to not do the hard things, the scary things. If I'm being real, and I prefer to be real.
I prefer you to be real. There's no way to help you around it if you're not being real with yourself.
Yeah.
Because I myself shy away from the things I'm uncomfortable with. So forcing yourself into those situations is always helpful.
Yeah, and I've spent a lot of money to not do anything. And I guess it's like, I'm like, okay, one step closer.
That's what I tell people. So you invested in your own business. Why wouldn't you make it make money?
I know. You would think.
Good morning, Big Dan.
Good morning, Miss Robin. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So the office is having meetings now, like a lot of people going to the office now?
Yeah, I wouldn't say, yeah. We don't have like meetings for agents and stuff yet. The office staff has been doing so since like we haven't stopped really. There are
the committee stuff.
What's that?
The committee and stuff like that.
Committee meetings, yeah, they're doing a Zoom stuff, and some of them are doing in person. But I haven't seen that starts this week, so we haven't seen any. We canceled one already.
Oh wow.
So.
What was that?
The committee meetings.
I don't.
Yeah, they're like the tech committee, growth committee, career committee. Like career development committee got canceled yesterday, but I haven't seen people sitting in meeting like in place yet.
There's two today, which is the technology, I think.
Yeah.
Dan, just so you know, I sent an email last night asking you to check my Binzer language when you have time.
I saw it. I just haven't responded.
Those are hard. I don't like Binzer.
Benzers are easy.
Why don't you like Benzers? What don't you like about them, Robin?
That was Eileen that didn't like them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Robin. Eileen, what don't you like about the Binzer?
I guess the wording is hard for me because it's, English is my second language. So putting it in concise and clear is hard for me.
Yeah, a lot of times what I found on my Binzers is I pretty much just quote whatever we're trying to get. For instance, I don't know, let's say something about fixing the electrical panel or it needs to be repaired. I just rephrase it to say repair electrical panel as outlined in item blah, 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 whatever the item number of the thing.
Yeah, from the inspector.
Yeah. And that's just the easiest way because it's pretty clear then, like what they say, this is what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that way, you don't have to worry about whether it's comfortable with the language or not because it's their language. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I like it, Robin.
It's okay.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is that maintenance and coding on the builder proof. You didn't need to put the maintenance.
Okay.
You can change the seller shall repair roof in accordance to attached proposal by Roof RS dated. I like that you put the date on there so we know it's. I like when vendors put a quote number or an estimate number so that you can tie it back to something directly. So yeah, great start. I love it. Good stuff.
So seller shall repair roof in accordance with attached proposal.
Yeah, attached proposal from Roof RS dated.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually the dated one, you're referencing the dated one because sometimes you have 2 or 3.
Yep.
And the
That's why I
numbers
like.
change.
Yeah, that's why I like when you have an estimate quote number. And then when you send your Binzer, what I always like to tell people is when you're sending your Binzer over, so take it into .loop, put your Binzer, put the estimate, put whatever other things you need to, like your reference documentation, and then select them all in .loop and download them. It downloads into a single document and send the single document. That way everything is together and it's not jumbled up in the emails. It's a little organizational tip to help with negotiation because then everything's in one place.
That's also something you can use for when the transaction is over with and still provide your client with a copy of all of their documentation instead of you printing everything out and you burning a lot of paper and ink and so on. And you can check mark the files in the entire .loop. By the way, you might want to leave out checks. Your client doesn't need to see your check. They don't need to see the DA. They don't need, that's that internal stuff. But I downloaded 276 pages into one PDF file and delivered it to them on a USB drive.
And on the same thing to that, I take those same documents, I click the top, download all, and I upload those into my Google Drive, and that's my archive.
And there you go. That's your way of storing your own files.
Yeah, my document depository, not super. That's weird. Document suppository is painful. The document depository is, you've got to keep these things forever almost because it's 5 years or 7 years from disclosure, which is a long time. Well,
Jen, should I talk to the seller's agent before I send it or after?
absolutely.
Before?
Absolutely. Give them a call. Hey, we're going to send over the Binzer soon. I wanted to just talk with you for a second, kind of, fill it out. Did your seller have any questions or any concerns that popped up on the inspection for them? Because you've already sent them the inspections, right?
Yes.
As I say, and per the contract, we're supposed to send them as soon as we get them. I like to send them as soon as I get them before I send the Binzer to let them sweat a little bit. Because if you're sending them a 50-some page inspection that's got 900 different items of concern, and your Binzer's only got 3 items on it, then you kind of come out like, okay, they're reasonable. So definitely give her a call, him a call, whatever it is, give them a call and have that conversation. Hey, I want to talk to you about this. This is the situation. There's a couple of things in the house that were a concern to my clients, but I was able to talk them off the ledge and not put them on there. The only thing that was a non-negotiable to him was the roof and getting that roof repaired. And as you know, it is a little bit deferred maintenance. So we got a very inexpensive bid on the house, and I think that's the only thing we're going to ask for. I should be able to get that Binzer sent over to you later today. Like I don't mind talking the entire Binzer out. I don't. Like I'll go over line by line by line. And typically I'll do that when I have the inspection. I'll call up the listing agent and say, hey, Mrs. Seller's agent, Mr. Seller's agent. It's Big Dan Caldwell Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. Just giving you a call that, you know, we just got done with inspections. You know, overall pretty good. Some things of concern. And then they'll be like, what were those? And then we'll have the report soon enough. The things that were concerning me were the roof, there's sewer, the electrical box, you know, a couple of things here and there. But I should have that report for you shortly. So keep an eye out for it. I'll text you when I send it. It's all like we go back to the negotiating series we talked about yesterday a little bit. It's setting up your position. You're preparing your argument. You're salting the earth right now. You don't want any objections to grow. You don't want any weeds to pop up in your field of view. So you're salting the earth by setting this groundwork out there and walking them down the path. So negotiation is very easy when you set up the path and don't really give them much of an option. You just make it seem like they only have one choice to pick. So Larry, how's the new puppy?
Doing better. You know, I don't know if I mentioned this or not. She had quite a bit of surgery done to remove what they don't know yet. They sent it off for testing and so on. Could be cancerous, could be benign, but a lot of growth. So she's got about 150 staples in her and over 100 stitches in her, all in her chest. And she has to go back and get more. So we're hoping to foster her to keeping her, and you know, we don't know what the medical side of it's going to be, but she's doing all right. Just finally getting her calmed down this morning. She's been on meds for 4 days, so she's been kind of like wavering.
Yeah. Probably ready to be normalized and enjoy her new family life, which hopefully soon will tip. So
yeah, she does real well in, you know, walking and stuff like that. She gets out and, you know, looks like a dog, but you know, she's still pretty subdued from the medication and so on. But this morning she's doing pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've kind of had a series of lead generation follow-up scripts and how to handle those things. One thing I think we should work on now that I know that everybody on the call can benefit from, and that's how do you handle a lead that's kind of gone dormant that you forgot about? I see a lot of big head nods in this one. There's some leads in your bucket that you're like, I'm not really sure how I know this person. I got their phone number and email somewhere. I didn't take that good of notes.
Well, I'll jump in on that.
Right.
I actually, you know, from a lot of open houses and stuff, I went back and I found a couple of those Catalina title folders that I was using as the sign-in log and stuff like that. So basically, it's just being honest. I have like a scripted thing. Hey, you know, I picked up your name and phone number, probably either at an open house or we met somewhere. It's been quite a while, but I've just gone through, found some of this stuff, and I would like to touch base with you and find out, you know, where you are in real estate. You know, did you find something at the time? Are you looking in the near future? Just making contact. If I can help you out, that, you know, that kind of whole approach.
I like it. Anyone else have something to use?
Yeah, I went back and was looking at some leads I got in April, and I had emailed them and left a voicemail that actually hadn't connected. So I made a lot of calls yesterday, and mainly what I would, if I could get someone to answer, was, you know, hey, I'm just checking back. You know, it's been a while since I reached out, and want to know if you're still, you know, in the market looking for a home or a rental, and just wanted to see how I could help and how we can sit down and discuss what your issues, you know, what your needs are, not issues, your needs are.
Stay away from the negative.
And it was received well, so.
I also think it's kind of a way of not making it just so one item focused. You know, hey, we're trying to reconnect with you. But I also like to include something about current market stat, or you know, for buyers, you know, the kind of the simple stuff. The interest rates are still really low on the sell side. You know, values are holding up. The market is very healthy. That kind of thing to give the double positive that we're living in right now on why they might want to think about re-engaging.
Good stuff. Another one I've used. Oh,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. Just to piggyback on that, yeah, I did have one lady. They own their home, so they would need to sell plus buy. And of course, you know, as you told us in our homework, look for these people who, I was just looking, just want to know what the market's like. So I'm like, well, I can send you, you know, the comparable, you know, analysis on what the other homes in your area, you know, what they're going for right now. And I'd be happy to compile that free for you so you get a better picture.
Can
She
I
said,
help you
yeah,
with a
that
script on
sounds,
that alone?
pardon?
Can I help you with a script on just that alone?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Guys, get rid of the term comparative,
Okay.
comparable, competitive, CMA. Clients don't understand this shit.
Okay.
Hey, do you mind if I send you some information on the houses and what they're selling for in your area?
It's a lot simpler and more palatable.
Let's take our brains and filter it through the lens of a client. They didn't go through real estate school. They don't have me in their ear. They don't talk real estate all day, every day with the brokers. So let's make it drip it into. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to catch on that because I'm hearing it a lot lately. Comparative market analysis. I'm gonna send you a CMA. I'm gonna send you the comparables. No. Simplify it. Do you mind if I send you some information on your home and the houses around it and what they're selling for? Okay. I like information on my home.
Yeah, the another angle on that, in all the years I did radio, one of the rules of thumb was when we were copywriting for commercials, the rule of thumb was you must write the commercial at the 3rd grade level.
Oh yeah.
So eliminate all the terminology and all that stuff and make it sound like you're trying to explain it to a 3rd grade kid. That's literally how we wrote the commercial copy for advertising, simply because not everybody in the public is all that well educated.
This is why those advertisements were so easy for me to understand. Appreciate you, Larry. Thank you.
I'm in a pickle.
I think today's society, my grandson's in 3rd grade and he uses larger words than I do most of the time. I think we've been getting dumbed down to 1st grade level.
Education teaches us the vocabulary to impress people. Knowledge is the ability to break it down to a simple level. If you can break it down to its simplest form and explanation, then you have understood the concept and you can explain it to others. You're mastering it.
Good point.
I love when people use big words I don't understand. I really do. I look at them, I'm like, you are much smarter than me. And then in the back of my mind, I think to myself, but I probably make more money than you do. I don't do that. I'm kidding. My mom sends me a word a day for me to learn, like big words. Never going to retain. No. So, but yeah, anyways, we're going to jump into the scripts on doing some old dialect stuff, but Teresa kind of reminded me about the homework. She's the kid in the room that was like, what about the homework?
Don't make everyone else.
Who came up with something when we talk about the I'm just looking, I just want some information, I just want to know what the sale price is, we just drove by. A response to that. Give me some responses. Let's go around the room. Greg, what do you got?
Oh, great. What exactly are you looking for?
Okay. Robin, I'm just looking.
I love looking at real estate. Tell me your email so I can send you a link to my app.
Okay. Angela, I'm just looking.
Wow, that sounds like fun. I would love to join you on a couple tours. Where are you going next?
Good. Stephanie, I'm just looking.
When you first saw the property, what were your thoughts?
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you.
Charity, I'm just looking.
So are you looking to buy in 3 months or more like 3 to 6?
I don't know. No. I like it. Eileen, I'm just looking. We lost Eileen. Eileen, no. Larry, I'm just looking.
Had that call yesterday. You know, are you looking for in a particular area of town that I could help you with additional information about?
Perfect. So I love it how everyone responded with a question. Respond with a question. Run it. Mary, I'm just looking.
What kind of home are you looking for?
Uh-huh. How about this one for size, guys? What made you start looking?
That's a good one.
I'm just looking. Oh, great. What made you start looking? Flush out some curiosity, right? We don't want to assume that they're buyers or sellers. We don't want to assume that they want help or company. Ask a question that gets a response. I'm just looking. I just want the information. Okay, great. What caused you to want the information? What spiked your interest? Ezra's right. What? What caused you to start looking?
How about, would you like to know if the price changes?
Yeah. I like it. Would you like to know if the price goes differently? Would you like to know if the price goes down? How would you feel if the price goes up?
I love it that you're thinking. Were you thinking about? I love it that you're looking. Were you thinking about going bigger or smaller than what you have now?
There you go. I like that.
And by the way, guys, I'm on the bike. Totally off topic, and I'm probably gonna lose it right now. But I just want to thank you guys for getting my mind up. Today is the day I got to pick up my dad. It's been really hard for me today, so it's really helping me out. Thank you, guys.
We're here for you, man. You be good. Be strong. I love Jason. He's good people. So, it sounds like you guys had some good feeling on that. Remember when you're getting the I'm just looking for the price. I just want to stop by. I blank. Ask what you were doing. What caused you to start looking? What caused you to stop by? What was it that you wanted to learn? Because clearly they're talking about themselves. So I love it that we talk about things and then bam, you guys have calls about it. Makes you a little bit more, involved and a little bit easier to handle those conversations. So now dealing with some leads that may have been dormant or not well documented, you're just kind of just going through your database. Like, I don't know who Joe Escalante is, but I got his name and phone number and his email. I must have talked to him, but when kind of thing. A great response that I've had to this is when you call him up, say, hey, Joe, it's Big Dan Caldwell Keller Williams. You asked me to give you a call in a few months. How are things going? How did you fare through the coronavirus? Come from contribution. Turn it into a care call from somebody you really don't know. Because most of these people are like, I'm thinking about doing something in the future. If it's the first of the month, hey, Larry, last time we spoke, you said give you a call around June. I don't know who you are. If you can remember that.
How would you handle it, Dan, if they say, I'm not sure who you are?
Oh, it's okay, Teresa. I'm Big Dan Caldwell, that realtor you met, the real tall guy, bald with a big red beard. How can you forget someone as ugly as me?
Okay. All right. Just curious. A lot of people are going to say, I don't remember talking to you.
They will. You'll be surprised is when you strike them with you asked me to give you a call in a few months. They'll act like they know who you are because they don't want to be rude. It's like, hey, Angela, this is Big Dan Caldwell Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. You'd asked me to give you a call here around June. I just want to see how things are going for you.
Who are you?
I'm the agent you met. The open house probably a while back, super tall, bald guy with a red beard.
With the purple shirt?
Yes, ma'am. That's me.
Okay. I remember.
How's life been?
Oh, busy, busy, busy.
Good. Have you guys put any more thought to what you wanted to do?
We still look online every now and then, see what's out there, but we're just not in any big hurry. I just bought a big old bedroom set, so we're gonna pay that off first before we buy a house.
Okay. Boom. Guess what? Now I know they're buyers. Notice how I did that? Did you guys put any more thought to what you wanted to do?
I fell for it. Awesome.
And you're a trained agent. So this is how you flush out these things. And then you can start building a dossier again. She just bought bedroom furniture. They're looking to buy. They got a big bedroom set. She only said it that reason we just bought a big bedroom set. Okay, my brain instantly goes to your room's not big enough for your bedroom set. Because otherwise you'd have said, we just bought a bedroom set. It's the small things in the conversation you can pick up on. Write them in your notes. Follow up with them.
We just bought a bedroom set. Instant response. King or queen?
There you go.
There's
King.
your
I like
size.
that too. Where'd you get it?
Sam Lovitz.
Okay, I know you're a discount shopper.
Hey, I could have been in the Ashley Gallery or whatever. You never know.
Still a discount shopper. You guys could go across the street to the Furniture Connection. You can see what I'm talking about. Same tables, $3,000 more.
You're kind of breaking up. I'm not sure if you said it, but
Who's that?
We lost Jason again.
Yeah, it was Jason on a motorcycle.
I love it. Drive across country to get his papa. So always ask questions and you start building that confidence in the call now. And now next time they come up on your DTD2, you're not going to skip them. I was talking to a mega agent at Omni, a good friend of mine. She does between 45 and 60 deals by herself a year, and she's got a small team to support her. And she has built her business off of the phone. She calls everybody in her phone. Everybody in her phone she calls and talks to every 6 weeks. And she's got people, like I sat in the room and listened to her make phone calls, and she's got people that answer the phone, "Hey, Christina." Like they don't even wait for her to talk. "Hey, Christina, is this one of those weird phone calls again?" She's like, "It's not weird for me to reach out and make sure that you're still doing okay." And so the guy was he's like, "Yeah, I still don't have a referral for you, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know, okay?" And she's like, "Well, that's great. How are your kids? How's work going? What are you guys doing for fun? Where's the next trip going to be? That's fantastic. Tell your wife I said, hey, give your son a high five for me. I'll talk to you soon." What did she just do? The forward call, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she does it so consistently that people are answering the phone going, are these one of those weird phone calls again? I still don't have a referral for you, but as soon as I do, I'll get it for you. Now they're at the point they're obligated. She's been calling this guy, consistently called him 15 times with no referral. She called me yesterday, she called me on Friday. Called me on Friday just to chat. She's like, "Hey, you remember that Ian guy I was telling you about? I was always the one that you called when you were with me?" She's like, "Yeah, he just sent me a referral up in Mount Lemon for $1 million cabin." Yeah, that's nice. So don't be shy. Don't be timid. If it's a weird phone call to you, guess what? It's going to be a weird phone call to the person you're calling. If it's not weird to you, it's not going to be weird to them. So going through your database. All right, we'll start with, let's do Robin. You got somebody in your database. You don't really know who they are. And go.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Good morning. This is Robin with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. How are you today?
Who?
This is Robin. We met at an open house. You were out looking at real estate, Pima County. Do you remember?
Not really. What can I do for you?
Well, that's all right. I'm just checking in to see how you're doing today.
I'm good, thank you.
Have you still been looking at property?
No, we kind of put it on hold. You know, the wife had a kid, and we're, not really sure if now is the right time or not to sell our house.
Oh, well, congratulations on the new addition to the family. That's wonderful. Did you know that the market is really, this actually is a very good time to buy?
Yeah.
Interest rates are low and the market's steady.
That's awesome.
Would you be open to me keeping you updated on some information?
If you want to.
Do you have any particular neighborhoods that interest you?
I don't know. Probably close to the area that we were looking last time.
Okay, certainly. Do I know where you were looking last time? No. So how would I get you to tell me?
So what was it about that neighborhood that you liked?
Oh, right. So what was it about that neighborhood that you liked?
I like how close it was to work.
That's definitely important, not to have too long a commute. What am I supposed to ask now? I can tell I'm supposed to ask something from your
work?
Angela, take it over.
Where do you work?
Oh, I work at Raytheon.
Awesome. So you like the Vale area, possibly, maybe Rita Ranch?
Rita Ranch is definitely more desirable than Vale. Vale's a little too far out. I mean, I like to still be kind of in Tucson-ish, near the freeway, close to stuff.
Well, that sounds good. Well, if you don't mind, I'll just shoot you a list of houses that I can find in Rita Ranch that you, do you want a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom? What's your desire?
Maybe a 4. Okay. Now that we got the next kid, maybe a 4.
Okay. Well, why don't I send you a couple listings whenever they pop up in Rita Ranch? 4-bedroom, Rita Ranch, so it's close to work for you. Anything else? Do you need a pool? Anything else that?
No, thank you. That's good.
Oh, cool. Easy. I'm sure I can find you a 4-bedroom. So you can just sit there on the couch and I'll shoot you out an email real quick. Oh, you know what? Could you give that back to me really quick? Because I'm not sure if I have the right one. What was your email again?
Lisa Wallace at yahoo.com.
Awesome. All right. Well, Lisa, I am going to go ahead and shoot you out. Hi, Lisa. And then I'll just get back to you in a couple days and see if you liked anything that I sent you. Do you mind?
Not at all.
Great. All right. Have yourself a great day and kiss the baby for me.
Will do. Did anyone pick up the big crucial thing you missed in that call?
I have.
Yeah, nobody missed it. You were talking about your baby and how proud you were of the baby. Nobody asked, was it a boy or a girl, any name, and go off of the family thing that way. And now that your family's building, sounds like you're going to need a bigger home.
That's it. What your thoughts are, Larry?
I was on smaller detail, much smaller detail than that, so I missed the big one. But when you threw out the name Lisa Wallace for the email address, I would have immediately responded with, "Is that your wife?" Because certainly he's not using Lisa Wallace as an email address. So is Lisa your wife's name?
That's true. I just decided to not assume anything, and I said,
you have to fill in the information you don't have. That's why these phone calls are where you make your money from, because you're taking your database and everybody's gone out there and got names, phone numbers, email addresses, and all kinds of stuff. And what are we doing with it? Now, let's take it a step further. I said in the call early on that I'm not sure that what was a good time.
Now.
Selling my house. And you all ran with buyer stuff.
I missed that part.
I missed that too.
My wife just had a kid, and I'm not sure if right now is a good time for us to sell our house.
Oh my gosh.
We really have to listen.
We talked about that yesterday in the PC group call. You must listen to understand, not listen to respond. Bye, Miss Benson. So that was kind of the big cue there is you got to listen for the cue points in the calls. If you don't know what the call was for, you don't know what the interaction was, it's going to be very difficult for you to build rapport without asking questions. And you don't want to ask questions and make it seem like you forgot who they were. Very vague questions like, have you made a decision on what you guys wanted to do? You know, oh, I'm sorry. Remind me again where you worked. I didn't write that down. That's not rude. Forgetting that they wanted to sell their house, kind of rude. You know, the fact that him and his wife got divorced and that's the reason he was sitting in front of you in an open house, you may want to remember. So if you don't take good notes, you're going to have to be really good at being sneaky on the questions. But you got to listen. You got to listen for the key points to help you drive the conversation in a right manner. Is a conversation for somebody looking to sell their house a whole lot different than somebody buying a house? Yep. And it's very easy to correct your guys' diversion on this. Is Angela says, let me send you some information. Let me send you some information in the neighborhoods you're thinking about moving, and I'll send you some information on the market where your house is at now so that you can know what the houses in the area are selling for and that the rate. So when time does come to do that, you'll have all the information you need to make a well-informed decision. Tell me your address again. Not what's your address. What's the key term, Larry?
Sorry?
What was the key term?
I missed it.
Not asking what's your address.
Again.
Tell me what's your address again.
Tell me what's your address again.
Tell me your address again. Because then it's a command.
Tell me.
And people instantly like, okay, yeah, it's 123 Main Street. So, great call today, guys. Here's some homework for you for tomorrow's call. Go call some of those leads.
And listen.
Listen. Take some notes. I want to hear some successes, okay?
Bye, guys.
Happy Purple Shirt Tuesday, my friends.
Prince rules.